good morning, my lovelies. I hope my rock stars are feeling well and smelling well. For those that don't know who I am, my name is Heather Lynn with Heather Lynn Coaching. And you guys have it. Today is our 5 minute daily practice. We are going to be doing three breathwork techniques followed by a 2 minute Qigong energy release session. So let's go ahead and dig right in. We're going to go ahead and embrace this full moon energy. For y'all that do not know about the full moon, yesterday we had a full moon in Aquarius, which was teaching us how to practice forgiveness. And as a coach, that is something that I have to incorporate in my day-to-day, life, as well as teach others the skills to be able to do the same. So, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and see what our oracle has to say. We're going to go ahead and pick from our Sacred Rebels cards from Lena Fairchild to see what the oracle has to say. And I'm going to be very honest. When I read my oracle reading for my full moon for the next 30 days, woo, 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 woo. Yes, it was pretty intense. So, of course, without the full moon, I have been trying to practice forgiveness. And what's funny is I've been working with the moon cycles for about a year now. Year and a, well, no, 2 years since 2022. Since, yeah, 2020. And what's funny is as I'm working through things in my own life, I find that the moons are allowing for manifestation and release. And it always seems like it's the perfect time and at the perfect point in my life. So let's see what the oracle has to say. And for this full moon, it is focus on the light. Focus on the light. Look how gorgeous that card is. Ooh, yes. And it's number 37, which is a 10. So you guys know I love numerology. 10 means completion. Cycle's complete. And guess what, guys? I'm going in a new 7 year cycle this year. Oh my goodness. Yes, I'm very excited because for the past 42 years, or the past, let's be real, 6 life cycles, have been a learning phase for me. And it's okay. It's okay because on my healing journey, I have learned that the things that I'm experiencing right now and my awakening is something that A was meant to happen, B has helped me eliminate a lot of the baggage, a lot of the chatter in my head, just the overall, it straightened up my ego at the end of the day. Okay? It straightened up my ego. So let's read what 37 has to say, and then we'll go ahead and set our intention for the day. It says, a tremendous force of light is gathering around you. It is attracted to the purity of your intention to create from your heart, which is why forgiveness is so, so important. Because when we are stuck with lower vibrational frequencies or energies or feelings, emotions, such as, let's be honest, guilt, shame, anger, hatred, those things stop us from being able to see that inner light within us. And for my travels, my journey, I've had to see that within myself and in others and realize that everyone has a shadow side and it's okay to have a shadow side. You just got to learn how to cultivate and integrate it in a positive way in your life. So it says, as the light grows, so does your intention. Magic wants to happen for you now. The synchronicity, perfect timing, opportunities, and information that are needed will seem to be drawn to the right door. You may start to feel as if you cannot walk outside without stumbling into something helpful wonderful, and inspiring. You might be startled as this interplay of light with your heart invokes many new successes and attracts an abundance of opportunities your way, which is why in my plan, action, launch, into business mini course, one of the first things that we go over is cleaning out our energy space because that the energy leaks will cause a tremendous amount of energy to be wasted. Okay, that's where you start clean up the closet. You may need to adjust as the field of light grows stronger and its effect becomes more palatable and may be rather dramatic improvements into your world. You may become uncomfortable or feel your depth with these changes. This would be understandable, but it would be a shame for you to hold on to any resistance for anything any more than a brief moment. Practicing forgiveness. Hey, speaking to us through these kind words. Thank you, sacred rebel. Any resistance or fear will inhibit the continuing free flow of light so that it can manifest its beauty through you in the physical world where it is needed. It is best to stay focused on the pure heart and intentions. Just allow all else things to happen in its own accord, without making it mean anything too personal. Simply let it be a working of great light of love flowing through a pure heart and touching the world. Even if that light is drawn to you and flows to you has some dazzling effects, you don't get caught up in it. Doing so might start you worrying that you are unworthy or things you are unable to keep up. This worry will constrict possibilities rather than allowing the free flow of light. You have permission simply to be appreciative of the light and to enjoy it as you continue to focus on what really matters. The pure intention of your heart and your desire to create. And for me, my journey of trying to shed my, let's be honest, the old Heather. We're going to call her the little Heather, the old Heather, past Heather. During my shedding of her, I had to realize what was important to me because right now it's pivotal for me because I'm letting go of my securities license, which is my Series 6. I'm letting go of my auto and home license. I'm letting go of all of my certifications because my desire to be free and not have a 9 to 5 job and be able to be free and work when I want and basically live humbly until things start to pan off. Hey, that is my dream. And opening a wellness center and basically being like, hey guys, I genuinely do know what diseases are caused and how it happens because as I learn holistic medicine, I'll be able to learn from my ancestors, which really intrigues me now because as I'm getting older, I'm coming to realize that I am one with nature and I love being outside. And I actually could not even imagine going back to working at a desk. Like, honestly, I don't even ever want to think about that ever. It's never going to happen. And I've come to the realization that me beginning back over with my coaching business at, ground zero, it is okay. And I do give my self permission to forgive myself for torching my insurance business and for telling people that did not serve me no, even when it hurt like hell and it felt like I should have been saying yes, but my inner soul is like, no, this is not going to help you, it's going to restrict you. If you're not sure what this means or how it would look on the practical level, consider this example. A service oriented business becomes very successfully financially and gains considerable commercial power, which can be used to help promote its message or assist other organizations in gaining exposure to the public. Of course, that power could be used and less pure ways, such as boosting personal ego rather than promoting the agenda of the heart, aka H.L. Thomas Agency, which was a manifestation of my ego and not a co-creation of my heart. Power games and politics might start erupting as people grab for their share, and suddenly the purity of the project begins to crumble. Sometimes success can feel like a powerful mirror and a shining searchlight as it shows up what was already within someone or a group of people. Under the spotlight of success, it is more intense, amplifies, and obvious. This can give us opportunities to sow the seeds of our own destruction or to work on what arises from a heart centered perspective to create a firmer foundation that supports a greater attainment. I swear we just picked this card and I did not sit here and just regurgitate all this. How would it be? How would that work in this example? By returning attention to the heart of why the business was started in the first place, it is wise to maintain focus on the pure original motivation for their work, rather than shifting courses to focus on money or influence. The latter are not bad per se, but they are rather different vibration. Focus on a personal gain rather than a heart centered contribution. When shifts focus from the heart, the underlying energy of any creative project can become contaminated with lower vibrational forces such as fear, which behind greed, for example. If this is not if this is not rectified, that business or creative project will begin to change. It will lose the luster of its original purpose that made it so attractive and magnetic to the light. It says this oracle brings another message. Don't be distracted by other paths around you at this time, as you are so close to succeeding on the one you are on. Diluting your energies in the pursuit of too much will slow you down in your success, and the world needs your light to shine sooner rather than later. In time, you may diversify and explore other ways to express yourself, but for now, build what you are working on and know the success is coming swiftly. And that goes for me because I have come to realize that this is my life's purpose, and you cannot put a monetary value on things that you feel passionate about. And that with my insurance business, I need to forgive myself. And that's what that's saying. Because when I built my insurance business, I was highly in my ego. What do I mean by that? Let me tell you. My ex husband and I got a divorce in 2011, and my daughter was seven. She just turned 7, I believe, at that time. And I literally kept the house, all the debt, kept everything going. And then I immediately went into my masculine or my action side. And I did not listen to my poor divine feminine for 10 years. 10 years. I did not listen to my beautiful divine feminine within myself because I was on an ego trip. Like, I have this, I know what I'm doing. And what would happen is I would basically create from my first 3 chakras, it would skip my heart chakra. And at the end of the day, I started a scratch insurance business and I grew it to about 1.8 before we had the tornado. And then I think when I finally gave it up, it was about 1.5 million, meaning I was selling that much a year in products. Okay, so a girl knows how to sell. And basically, my ego was so big that I would not allow anyone to come in and help. I did, but like once it got so bad after the tornado, it was like it was just everything was just a boom, boom, boom. And spirit and God was telling me like, Heather, this is not working. This is not who you are. So we're going to basically keep having situations occur so that you would acknowledge and accept this. And I continued. In fact, I had multiple times to where I could bail to where I would owe no money. And my ego was like, no, I want to save it because what am I going to do if I can't do this? Woo, well, you guys know that I want to be a holistic healer. What did I start to manifest? Well, I closed off my heart space. First thing that happens when you close off your heart space is you start to the first wake up call was my thoracic, which was like, hey boo, you better open it. You feel like you have the weight of your world on your shoulders. You feel like being a mother and your divine feminine is not being heard and you're repressed, and the list goes on. The second thing, which was a real big wake up call, was I had a mammogram and they thought I had a 3 centimeter mass in my breast. And guys, if you don't know, a mass that big is probably stage 3 or stage 4 breast cancer. Some serious shit. Okay. So I was warned over and over and over through my body that there were emotions that I was repressing. And, let's be honest, when I was going through the what ifs and all this, that was going on in my mind during this time, I never realized that the things that I was experiencing in my day to day is what was going on. It was telling me, hey boo, you have some forgiveness. You're upset. You're angry. You're triggered. You're on edge. You're a queen of swords. You're being a bitch. Yes. And that's okay because I forgive her. I forgive her. I forgive myself. Hell yes. And at that time, I would have told you exactly what I thought, which was probably not the nice thing to do. And it was because of my wounding. And I was just so emotionally raw, just from everything I had experienced and just shut off. And it was a wake up call for me. It was a wake up call. And I'm very blessed for that wake up call. And come to find out, guys, that I had 5 cysts, which is still not a good thing. 5 cysts that actually, oh, whoops, the one knocked over. Actually, that were there. They pretty much were partying together. So you see why I'm so passionate about this. My sister had breast cancer, and her heart space, because of my niece and the lack of forgiveness for herself and acceptance. And I'm sorry I'm messing with this. Lack of forgiveness for herself and acknowledging that she has been a huge factor and her own pain and trauma. In fact, she attracts it to her by the things that she does, by denial, by taking prescription drugs and saying, oh, well, I am prescribed this now, so it's okay. You know, if you're taking prescription drugs so that you, in the wrong way, in a wrong way, we all can abuse different things, just like you can abuse alcohol, anything like that. But that was a part of why she lost her daughter, was because when she was taking this certain medication, she couldn't remember anything. She takes Xanax, is what it is. And let's be honest, she gets really nasty and skips time and all kinds of crazy shit off that stuff. So, just saying. It's also another reason why I am very passionate about holistic healing and releasing energy, emotion, stress. Okay? My father, God love his soul, my stepmother passed away next to him. He could not forgive himself and he hated himself, which anger is cancer, repressed anger. I don't give a shit what anyone says. It's anger somewhere. You're angry at something. Something happens somewhere along the line where you're angry. And basically, when we have a disease, we need to remind ourselves and ask ourselves, what is this teaching us? Where's the disease? What chakra alignment is this aligned to? What emotions, based on the chakras, am I repressing? I got kicked on my ass the other day because I felt like I was being kicked on my ass by the universe. And the universe was like, okay, let me just kick you on your ass. My dog's like, my ankle. I've told you guys about my ankle story. So all these things are very, 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 be mindful of the things that you're experiencing, the emotions and the things that are happening. Don't be the one like I used to be like, oh, can it get worse? Oh yeah, it can keep getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse until we have a perspective shift and our mentality changes. Period. Which is why practicing forgiveness is so, so very important. So let's go ahead and set our intention for the practice today. All right, guys. And I love our little 20-minute oracle reading as we get to discuss just life, business, just beautiful things. And I promise, once we get through this shadow work, we are going to start getting into juicier things where it starts, getting fun and we can start creating and manifesting together. All right. So, my intention is forgiveness for myself. Just my inner talk over the past several years. I I up talked everyone else, but down talked myself. No more. I'm going to up talk myself and up talk others because we are equal and we are all deserving of beautiful gifts of wealth, health, and abundance. Period. I'm worthy of it. You're worthy of it. You're worthy of love. I'm worthy of love. We all get to share in the gifts. We just have to shed light on those gifts. And this wind keeps messing up my iPad. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and wait for the wind. Thank you. Plus, I'm getting hungry. All right, there we go. Can you see me? All right, there we go. All right, I'll move it down a little bit. Okay, so for our Qigong, we're going to do Qigong first today. We're going to go ahead and clap our hands 9 times. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. For modifications, we're going to take our hand like this. We're going to tap up under our underarms like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No modification. You're going to do like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, we're going to do our elbow creases right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Stomp our feet 9 times apiece. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 apiece on each side will do wonderful. All right, so what does Qigong do for us? Qigong is a 2-minute energy technique that the ancient Chinese have been using for a really long time. It basically clears your 7 chakras plus your 8th chakra, and it clears 2 outer chakras on each side. Basically, it makes you magnetized AF. Period. You want to vibe high? This is the way to do it. Okay? this is the way to do it. And that camera angle was like horrible. It is what it is. All right. So let's go ahead and get started doing round two. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Modified on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, guys. And for this full moon and our breathwork technique, we're going to get a little spicy in here. So, I pretty much said that we are in the season of Leo, and tonight's full moon is Aquarius. So we're going to do the breath of life, we're going to do the breath of fire, and we're going to do a Kundalini punch sequence. Did you hear that? Kundalini punch sequence. You got that? Let's do this. All right. So, breath of life. Here we go. We are going to breathe in through our nose for 4 counts, breathing out through pursed lips like psst, for 4 counts. So here we go. Breathing in. You can do the fire mudra as well, like this. Ring fingers. All right, moving on to our breath of fire. Basically, we're gonna take short inhales through our nose and out through our nose, like real forcefully, like. Okay, we're gonna do this for 30 seconds, and this is the breath of fire. Let's go. Relax your shoulders. Okay, so for our Kundalini punches, we are going to take one full deep breath in and out. Then we're going to breathe in and fill up our lungs as much as we can, and we're going to hold it. And then we're going to punch like this as hard as you can. We're going to basically put our hands up like this. We're going to punch. All right? So this right here will get your creativity senses just blah, 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 blah. All right? So put your hands up. We're going to go ahead and breathe in. Breathe out through our nose slowly. Fill back up. Breathe back out through your nose. One last time. We're going to breathe in. Hold. Sip in more. And then start punching. Hold your breath. Who cares what you look like? Breathe in. Breathe back out through your nose. Breathe back in. Hold. Punch. Woo, 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 woo. All right, guys. Well, we have reached our limit for our 30 minutes today. Thank you so much for learning about practicing forgiveness, why it's so important, my story, my journey of forgiveness, how I got to where I am as a business coach, and how I transitioned into a life coach because I got sick of selling fear for life. That's what I did for a living. I loved it until I didn't, so I realized what I was doing. All right, guys, thank you for allowing me to be your teachers for the past half an hour. Namaste. Have a good one.